Grace-based relationships. Galatians 6, 1-5 says, "Brothers, if someone is caught in a sin, you who are spiritual should restore him gently. But watch yourself, or you also may be tempted. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. If anyone thinks he is something when he is nothing, he deceives himself. Each one should test his own actions, then he can take pride in himself without comparing himself to somebody else, for each one should carry his own load." Now also Matthew 5:7 said, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." I like that. Grace-based relationships. What is grace? Grace is the freely given and unmerited favor of God. Freely given and unmerited favor of God. Definition of grace is also mercy, clemency or pardon, or goodwill. Mercy, clemency or pardon, goodwill. Our relationship with God is grace-based. God offers us grace first and foremost, okay? Grace-based relationship with God. So we need to have grace-based relationships in our lives. So we have to remember, we don't really know what other people are going through. We think we do. We can say it. We can kind of figure out what we think, but we really don't know. We really don't know what it's like to walk in somebody else's shoes unless we actually have. We don't know their thoughts, their limitations, their emotional weaknesses, their difficulties, their emotional burdens, their wounds, their past experiences, their physiological makeup, the struggles that they have. We don't really know. So when we deal with other people, we have to keep that in mind. We have to recognize that we only know ourselves, and that we have to look at ourselves and say, okay, I know me. I can kind of see some things about this other person, but I don't really get it completely. So we don't judge others compared to what we ourselves would do in their situation. We have to only judge ourselves, knowing that we have what we have and that we're doing how we're doing with what our own individual abilities and circumstances are. For other people, we have to just recognize that they're doing the best that they can with what they have and what makes sense to them right now, and they're in a growth process too. And they may be in a place in their life where we used to be. Maybe we used to be stubborn and addicted or super dysfunctional, but now we're working on ourselves and we're trying to get better and we've gotten sober or whatever it is. But there was a time when we didn't. There was a time when we were stumbling around and making mistakes. So we can't judge other people now, compare them to ourselves, and we can't judge ourselves to them and them to us. It has to just be each person. That's what scripture just said. That scripture that says basically each one should test his own actions and not compare them to somebody else. So grace-based relationships. Number one, remember your own human frailty first. You are not perfect. You have problems. You sin. You have issues that you habitually fall down in. Some things are easy for you, some things are hard for you. So you remember your own frailties first, your own humanness, and you offer grace to yourself. Those of us that are hard on other people and critical are often perfectionistic and highly critical of ourselves and have difficulty offering ourselves grace. So number one, learn to give yourself grace. Number two, recognize that others have their own individual weaknesses and difficulties, and there but the grace of God go I. If I were in their exact same circumstance with their abilities, their difficulties, their experiences, their personality, I might be doing exactly the same thing. So I need to offer that grace to them. Now, does this mean that you can't have boundaries? Does this mean you can't speak truth and call a spade and say what's really going on? That you can't say no to things that are not okay? That grace just tolerates anything and everything? Absolutely not. We have to, I said, model our grace-based relationships after God's. God calls sin, sin. God allows us to experience the consequences of our choices. God says no. God sets boundaries. God has standards, but God covers everything that everything in our relationship with Him is first and foremost covered with grace, especially when we go to Him and we ask for forgiveness and we acknowledge our faults and we say that we need Him and we're trying. God covers all of that in grace, first and foremost. Work on modeling your grace-based relationships after God's. Thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship.